A season-high 6.5 games behind the Brewers, who just don't lose. Milwaukee is scorching hot, but you can't worry about Milwaukee. You got to salvage this game and then take care of business against the Reds before we hit the road next week.
Yeah, look, it's fun to scoreboard watch, but you got to take care of your own business. Mason Wynn, the Gold Glover, he's going to be a little change in the lineup for him. He's leading things off for the Cardinals today. And the leadoff man, as you mentioned, for the Rangers, Jock Peterson having himself a really good series. 4 for 7, 3 RBI, including the game winner last night.
Last 11 games, Peterson's batted first, and he's hitting .316 in that spot. And the Rangers are without Corey Seager and Wyatt Langford, both men rehabbing, could be back in the next several days for the Rangers, and that would certainly be welcome news for what has been a sluggish offensive club. Palante's first is right there, and we are underway. It's strike. Tom Hanahan will have the plate for Game 3. Peterson at .253 on the year with 8 homers. And when we talked to Ollie about all of his starters, it's a recurring theme. The key for Palante and all of them, Brad, throw strike one as often as you can.
Well, we all know the numbers bear it out. If you are 0-1 opposed to 1-0, the numbers are astronomically different. For some guys, about 200 points different.
Heading home for a series this weekend with the Cleveland Guardians. The ballpark's been lively. It's been great entertainment. We've had 2 very exciting games, but Texas won Game 1, 2-1. Last night, the Cardinals couldn't keep it tied or take the lead late. Missed opportunities, and Ollie bemoaned some execution issues for St. Louis in Game 2 yesterday.
Yeah, look, this is a ball club that we've talked about a lot. You look at the numbers, they work on very narrow margins, so the details have to be right. Hopefully that ends up being the case this evening.
So look at the Rangers starting 9. The man of the series is the man leading off, Jock Peterson. Bats first on the Rangers. Menard's starting lineup. Why fix what's not broken? They've swung the bats pretty well in this 3-game series, and moving Peterson to the leadoff spot has really jump-started the Rangers' fortunes. They're playing without Corey Seager, of course, who's out on a rehab assignment. So into the fray goes Andre Palante, a short island grad last time out against the Cubs. Let's see what he's got in store in Game 3 tonight.
Well, you know, he's been chomping at the bit to get back out there. Andre Palante did have the short one last time. Prior to that, been throwing the ball very well. Every once in a while, you're going to have those games where it's just not your day, but it's been his day more often than not. Andre Pallante, you know, a ground ball machine. Let's take a look at the way that he goes about it. The pitch arsenal for Pallante. Going to use that four-seam fastball quite a bit. Slider, we highlighted that in our open. That's the big swing and miss pitch for him. The sinker really keeps the right-handers honest. The knuckle curve and the split finger. I like seeing where he tries to utilize that split finger 5 times in the game to utilize that pitch and work on it.
And if Andre can win tonight, he'll equal his win total from a season ago where he went 6-15 for the Cardinals. Andre starts action tonight with a 5-4 mark. Here's how the Cardinals defense looks in game 3. Walker, Scott, and Fermin right to left. Gorman wins. Sajasi at second. J.J. Weatherholt gets a scheduled day off. Alec Burleson is at first base, and Ivan Herrera is the man behind the plate. Cardinals begin play tonight. A season-high 6.5 games behind the Brewers, who just don't lose. Milwaukee is scorching hot, but you can't worry about Milwaukee. You got to salvage this game and then take care of business against the Reds before we hit the road next week.
Yeah, look, it's fun to scoreboard watch, but you got to take care of your own business. Mason Wynn, the Gold Glover, he's going to be a little change in the lineup for him. He's leading things off for the Cardinals today. And the leadoff man, as you mentioned, for the Rangers, Jock Peterson having himself a really good series. 4 for 7, 3 RBI, including the game winner last night.
Last 11 games, Peterson's batted first, and he's hitting .316 in that spot. And the Rangers are without Corey Seager and Wyatt Langford, both men rehabbing, could be back in the next several days for the Rangers, and that would certainly be welcome news for what has been a sluggish offensive club. Pallante's first is right there, and we are underway. It's a strike. Tom Hanahan will have the plate for game 3. Peterson at .253 on the year with 8 homers. And when we talked to Ollie about all of his starters, it's a recurring theme. The key for Pallante and all of them, Brad, throw strike one as often as you can.
Well, we all know the numbers bear it out. If you are 0-1 opposed to 1-0, the numbers are astronomically different. For some guys, about 200 points different. He's commanded counts, does so now better than any other Cardinal starter this season.
That really surprised me when you pointed that out this morning.
Yeah, look, over 60, I believe it was 65%. I pointed it out and then forgot to write it down. But either way, it was the high, 66.1, I think is what it was. First pitch strike rate. The average in baseball is right around 62 generally when it comes to first pitch strikes. But Andre Pallante has done a really good job of getting hit and doing that. Has something to finish off both lefties and righties. It's the knuckle curve here to Jock Peterson. So that's a very effective pitch too, especially off of the four-seam, that bigger curveball.
Josh Young, the third baseman, bats second for Texas. He's 1 for 8 in the series. And 7 homers, 27 driven in for him. And Pallante pumps in another strike. Bright sunshine in center field and right field. Jordan Walker trying to shield his eyes. And Young swung through that. Pallante, besides that excellent off-speed stuff, I think he has a better than average fastball. He can pump it up there 96, 97 with regularity.
To me, it's not just the velocity for Andre Pallante that makes him effective. Look, he's unorthodox. You don't have too many guys that throw the ball the way that he does. As Jordan Walker looks on the Sunfield in right.
Nothing in 2. And Herrera tried to steal a strike. A ball and 2 strikes you count. In about 20 minutes, the outfielders will have a much easier time of it. The lights are on to try to help minimize the shadows here at a 6:45 start time. And that one buzzed the tower and Cliff Young on the way by. So Pallante, ahead in the count, makes a mistake, and there's your first Rangers base runner.
Well, the sinker for Andre Pallante has been one of the most effective pitches that he's had against the right-handers, and you do want to run it in. Unfortunately, this one runs just a tad bit too far.
Third time Young's been hit. fourth hit batsman for Palante. So now it's Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo has had a rough series. 4 strikeouts in the game yesterday. He's 1 for 7 and has struck out 11 times in the last 7 games. And he was late a lot last night. He was late on a slider there. Might be tough to pick up spin right now. The grassy Berman Center in the batter's eye, bathed in sunshine. Shadows flicker in and out between the center field fence and home plate. So that's what the hitter has to contend with in the early moments of Game 3. Strike. And just missed. Palante last faced Texas in July of 2024. That was here in St. Louis. Pitch lifted in the air toward left center. Pretty well hit. For me and Scott, who's going to take over at Victor. He's got it. Young goes halfway and retreats to first. There's your second out. So let's see if Palante can avoid some 2-out trouble here in the first inning. Jake Berger is the Rangers' homer and RBI leader, although he's had a quiet homecoming this trip to St. Louis.
Yeah, the CBC native, Missouri State alum also. 0 for 8, 3 strikeouts so far in this series.
Grounded to short, and Palante will breeze through. His first inning, just 13 pitches for Andre. Top of the order coming up for the Cardinals. They'll face left-hander Mackenzie Gore. The Cardinals try to get...
Are you Russia?
I am. I mean...
Leading off for St. Louis, it's Mason Wynn atop the Menards starting line. Nelson Velasquez, the DH, cleans up. Burleson drops to 5th, and it's Fermin, Gorman, Sajaci, and Victor Scott the second. Mackenzie Gore, 4-4 on the season for the Rangers. Brad makes his 13th start tonight.
Yeah, Mackenzie Gore, who came over from the Nationals. They gave up a pretty good haul to acquire him. No stranger with that. There was a big haul to acquire him and others by the Nationals from the Padres back in 2022. These two have a little bit of history too. Mason not only having a good series here, but he has 5 for 11. You take a look at the pitch arsenal for Gore. 4-seam curve, changeup, slider, cutter, and sinker. Rides that 4-seam at the top of the zone. Likes to finish people off with that curveball.
He's always had a good fastball, displayed it there. 1 ball, 1 strike. This kid was the 3rd overall pick in the draft by the Padres back in 2017, and this is in no way a criticism. San Diego's gotten some great players and has signed some big-ticket free agents. But what a club you could put together with the guys they traded away to create the juggernaut they have in the National League West now.
Yeah, you understand it, right? When you're going out there and you're trying to make some deals, you at the time, Soto, arguably the best player in baseball, you go try to acquire that guy, you make a run for it, it doesn't happen. And to their credit, they've done a good job of drafting and developing overall, continuing that pipeline. But boy, that trade certainly has changed things for the Washington Nationals. And even the trade of Gore, while they would love to have him in rotation over there in Washington, brought over 5 more prospects, including 2 top 5.
3 balls and a strike. And the Nationals, by the way, the top scoring team in Major League Baseball as we enter the month of June. So that's one of those prototypical deals that helped both clubs, and those are often the best kind. Herrera waits next. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Mason Wynn, and he takes a walk. A good start for the Cardinals. Mason aboard to start inning number 1. Herrera's next. Here's what going to be the Rangers defense. Has been good in this series. Osuna, Carter, and Nimmo left to right in the outfield. Nicky Lopez has caught everything at second base. And Ezekiel Duran filling in for Corey Seager, who again works his way back from injury. Herrera at 260 with 7 homers. And that one is launched out of play and a quick strike. Duran 1 for 8 against the Rangers. He's hit lefties well at 298. 260 overall for the season.
Well, let's get into the Toyota key to the game, Chip. Look, it is execute for the Cardinals. You talked about it earlier. Ali mentioned it after the game, was not happy with some of the execution.
That one popped into right, a tumbling catch, terrifically made by Nimmo. And in the Sunfield, Nimmo read that beautifully and went to the turf to haul in out number 1. Not an easy play.
No. Randy Nimmo said, I got your execution right here, big fella. Comes in, diving catch to save a single. I thought that was going to dump in, but that is going to be the key in this game. Just like what they're doing, right? Executing defensively, offensively, timely hitting. Cardinals going to have to be able to check all the boxes in this game.
Jordan Walker 1 for 9 in the series, 7 strikeouts. In fact, struck out the first 7 times to the plate against the Rangers. It's been a quiet homestand at this point for the Cardinals right fielder. Let's see if he can snap out of it tonight. And he went around. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big hole right side where Mason leads at first. Walker didn't get it. He's our Bet365 betting update tonight. Let's hope Walker hits the over early and often in Game 3. He's 2 for 19 at the plate against the Cubs and Texas on this homestand. Walker takes his time and Gore steps off. As we showed you, McKenzie's last 4 games, he's been excellent, a 1.69 ERA. And you think about the possibilities for Texas, DeGrom, Evaldi, and Gore. That's a pretty stout 1, 2, 3, isn't it?
It is really, really good. And they got a couple of kids in Leiter and Kumar Rocker to round things out in that rotation.
That's it toward the hole left side. Young cuts it off. Second one, first too late. Walker stays out of the double play. Wynn forced at second. And 2 men out for Nelson Velasquez. Velasquez 1 for 3 in the series. He pinch hit in the 7th inning of Game 1. Got 2 trips to the plate last night. He's 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Of course, his Cardinals debut unforgettable. A 3-run homer against the Cubs. That was the game that Palante pitched. After Andre gave up 3 in the first inning, a homer to Ian Happ, Velasquez launched one into the Cubs bullpen and tied at 3-3. trades places with Mason Wynn at first. And that's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Getting off night for J.J. Weatherholt. Don't even know if he'll pinch hit. We'll see how the game progresses.
Well, sometimes you got to give the kid a rest. Now, we're not going to give him a rest because there's a good chance we might get a chance to catch up with J.J. Weatherholt, maybe the 3rd inning. Be nice enough to join us. That'll be fun. I'm interested to know, what do you do on an off day? Because they're few and far between for a kid in the big leagues. I'm sure it really feels like a fish out of water for him in a day like today.
Well, we'll find out for sure in just a few minutes. As Velasquez digs in, 2 balls and a strike. And he was late. There's that good fastball from Mackenzie Gore. It's 2-2. Another high strikeout guy.
He is for sure one of the best strikeout lefties in baseball. And he'll throw his fastball 94, 95, but when he needs it, he rears back. He'll give you that 97 every once in a while, that 98 to blow it past you.
So Velasquez has some work to do, even count. And it's another full count for the Cardinals cleanup man and designated hitter. So Berger backs up behind Walker at first. Jordan will be off to the races. Got to make sure Gore throws it. He does. And the pitch is high.
Oh, boy, yeah.
2 walks in the inning. And Alec Burleson's next.
This is going to play by Alec Burleson.
So a chance for Alec lefty versus lefty to plate a 2-out run in the opening inning. Burleson's knocked in 4 runs on the homestand. He's got 39 of them on the season.
Yeah, Burley 200 on the season, left on left. He has been the Cardinals' best hitter in terms of runners in scoring position. 328 the average for Alec Burleson.
Right there, a strike. Interestingly for Gore, lefties have actually hit him better than righties. And by a good margin. Left-handed batters 245, righties 191. We'll see if that plays out. Here with 2 on, 2 out. And this, Brad, has been the area of concern for the Cardinals for the last couple of weeks. Hitting with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, it has certainly been an issue. Right now, when you're looking at the overall numbers, Cardinals hitting 220 with a RIP. That's 30th in all of baseball this series. 3 for 18. This homestand, 9 for 42.
Little broken back flare to right center.
Yeah.
Trying for a hit. Walker will score. Burleson comes through. RBI hit. Two-out sequence. 1-0.
Chip, how about that for some execution early from the Cardinals offense on a tough pitch? Chip, this is 98 in on the hands. You can tell that Mackenzie Gore did not want to allow Burleson to get extended. He pulls the hands in, muscles it into right, and gives the Cardinals an early lead.
40th RBI for Burleson. Walker scores. The 2-out walk to Velasquez pays off. And now St. Louis first and third for Jose Fermin. Palante's got a lead. Let's see if the Cardinals can pad it here in the opening inning.
Looking up to number 15, Jose Fermin.
Late strike call. It's 0-1.
Gore is so effective. The stuff is there. His fastball command of both sides of the plate, pretty impressive. That one darts in at 97 on the corner to Fermin.
Might have been a little angry with that pitch. So the Cardinals last night with Nate Eovaldi snapped their long starting pitchers scoreless streak. Gore had 9 1/3 innings scoreless working that just ended on Burleson's 2-out, 2-strike hit. 1-0, Cardinals have the lead. This is another area where when St. Louis offense is flying high, look at that pitch count. Early innings, they really forced the starter to throw a lot of pitches. The next one will be the 26th. And he'll need at least 27. 3 balls and a strike. Skip Schumacher's Rangers trying to get to 500. They're down a first inning run. And that missed inside. And Higashiyoka's going to challenge the ball 4 call. So will it be ball 4 or will it be 3-2? ABS powered by T-Mobile. And boy, that grazed the inside corner.
My goodness. It's about as good as you're going to get right there. Good call on a tight one by Higashiyoka behind the plate.
So it's Burleson's turn to get a head start from first. Green looking for his 10th RBI. A lot of room right side for him. The pitch. He shot it that way, but fouled back. So your point about execution, you can see the Cardinals trying to take advantage of the holes the Rangers are giving them defensively. Only the great catch by Nimmo spoiled a base hit for Ivan Herrera. Pitch 29 of the inning. And no doubt about that. Three walks in the inning. And the Cardinals have the bases loaded for Nolan Gorman. And this is what he did in Game 2 last night.
Number 16, Nolan Gorman.
Nolan Gorman, his 7th home run of the season. He got a Nathan Eovaldi fastball away and went that direction, man. This is a big swing of the bat for Gorman. I think it's another realization for him. He is so strong. If he lets the ball travel, if he utilizes the entire field, he's going to be in some pretty good shape. So hopefully a sign of things to come there for Gorman. Left on left, a little bit different here for Nolan. He does have 1 home run this season against lefties, hitting .207, 6 for 29. We were talking to Ollie, though, before the game. He said that sometimes left on left for Gorman, it really makes him keep that front shoulder in, stay on the baseball a bit more. So he was looking forward to seeing what he could do against Mackenzie Gore.
Velasquez, Burleson, and Fermin, your runners, third to first for St. Louis. And Nolan Gorman's coming up with 2 outs. A long first inning for the Texas lefty. And he missed away. 1 ball, no strikes. And will they challenge again? Looks like they will. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Oh.
Texas has 2 challenges remaining.
Look at the eye on Higgy back there. You kidding?
Amazing.
Wow. Pretty hard to fault Tom Hanahan behind the plate on those ones.
Young way off the line at third, the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a towering fly ball to right. That's the Sunfield, drifting out Lopez. And the second baseman gives way to Nimmo. And that will retire the side. The Cardinals get 3. Strike 2 out hit from Alec Burleson that scores Jordan Walker. And after 1 very long inning, the Cardinals lead Texas 1-0.
The latest attack from Burt Jones, total garbage. I supported Brian Kemp 100% against Stacey Abrams. I donated the maximum to Kemp, hosted a fundraiser at my house for him, and gave him $100,000 more to beat Abrams into the ground. Burt Jones, he's just lying, because that's what corrupt career politicians always do. I'm Rick Jackson, and I'm running for governor to take the power from them and give it back to you.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills.
My watch is broken.
You can tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon. Looks like happy hour.
Time for the second inning, and our Hyundai in the driver's seat. That's for Rangers shortstop Ezekiel Duran.
So far, so good for him over the last 2 weeks plus. Hit for average, showing off a little bit of power, been pesky.
That just missed. 2 balls, no strikes. The mark. Duran, nice job filling in for Corey Seager. Last night had his 5-game hitting streak snapped by St. Louis. With 32 RBIs, he's got 17 of them since mid-May. That's the second most in the big leagues. Ground ball to first, and under the glove of Burleson. A rare error for the Cardinals' first baseman, and Duran a gift. He starts the second inning with an E3.
And a little inside-out swing right here. This one looks like it just stayed down on Burley. I wonder if it caught the lip. He's just anticipated the hop coming up. Didn't quite get there. You're right, a rare one there for Alec Burleson. Been very short-handed over at first base. And for Andre Palante, you know the job. Get another ground ball. Turn it into 2.
And Alejandro Osuna is their left fielder. 256 his average. And in for a strike. Osuna 2 for 8 so far in this series. Keep an eye on Duran. He's got 5 stolen bases. He inches off from first. And a ground ball right to shortstop Mason Wynn. That's easy. Pick up a teammate. You get a ground ball and a 6-3 double play.
Right on time, executed his pitch. Good 96-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball in on the hands. And an easy ground ball right there.
So 3 ground ball outs for Palante in the game. And Evan Carter is next. He's 1 for 7 in the series. Carter's 23 years young. Takes outside. A second-round pick in the COVID season by Texas. Two balls, no strikes. Carter broke in with the Rangers in 2023 and made quite an impression. Hit .306, hit 5 homers in just 23 games. Last year hit .247 in 63 games.
Well, it takes time, right? Just figuring out how to have success at this level, as the Tarps Off crew has already grown quite a bit. Last inning, there were about 2 rows. Last night, we saw that entire area fill up by the another knuckle curve ends the second.
Palante filling up the strike zone too. That's his second punch out of the game. He protects a 1-0 Cardinals lead at Busch.
Fast lanes and trains and planes in search of sand and sun. At the corner of walk and don't walk somewhere down US 1. Good time getaways, blue skies and all kinds of ways. AI levels up your pitch, gets it in a groove. Drive designed to live and make it sing. AI builds the deck so you can build that thing. Do that, do that, do.
MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741. The Cardinals lead Texas 1-0. Thomas JC leads off for the Redbirds. For more on that, let's check in with Jim Hayes.
Thomas and JC.
It's a challenge to find a rhythm at the plate. He told me the key for him is to not put too much pressure on himself. He said, I understand what I'm dealing with. I'm not pressing for results. I prepare myself, and then I trust in my preparation. Hopefully that works, Chip.
We'll see how it plays out as he shoots one the other way. Good pickup by Lopez. 360 spin.
Steve,
And JC on the first pitch, legs out, and infield hit. Again, Brad, execution.
Just one of six to Scott the second.
Right, Jim, you had mentioned the Cardinals are looking to take advantage of what they're giving. You can tell JC's trying to go into that hole right there, legs it out. Lopez, a very good defender, but Thomas beats him by a step.
Victor Scott's next. Victor 2 for 5 in the series. He was called upon to bunt last night, popped it up. Let's see if he gets another chance to improve on that. He did lay down a sacrifice in the second inning for the Cardinals. They lead 1-0, and Alec Burleson 2-strike, 2-out hit. Runner goes, helmet fly. Higashioka's throw is way high, and so JC
second
slumps to
base,
that. That's his first stolen base of the year.
What you want to do, get on and be aggressive. Right there, a good jump by JC. The high throw, no chance to grab him.
So chance for Victor to record a productive out at the very least. Runner at second, nobody out, 1-1 count. And this one punted foul to third. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Much has been made, and rightfully so, about the struggles for the Cardinals offense, Brad, the bottom half of the lineup card. I would assume that Ollie, with guys like JC or Gorman, Victor, when they get on, they're going to force the tempo. When the Cardinals offense was at its best, that's exactly what they did 1 through 9.
I think you have to, and then you have to do the little things right. Like little things are getting down the bunts. Those have to happen, but stealing bases, taking the extra bag, that's going to be a part of their MO.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wide open hole left side for Victor, who bounces that one foul. It's been an odd year offensively for Victor Scott. He started the year hitting everyone and everything. And he's done most of his damage against left-handed pitching as a left-handed batter.
Yeah, that is an odd one. And you know that he's got big-time skill, speed, athleticism, the work. He's putting it in, digging into all the opposition, just trying to put it together consistently has been the issue for Vic to this point. You know how much of a difference he makes. If he's getting on at the bottom of the order, boy, your lineup looks so much different. Vic is, to your point, 14 for 46. That's 304 against left-handed pitching.
Pitch 7. Vic will see an 8th pitch. Love this. Cardinals whipped over Mackenzie Gore for 31 pitches in the opening inning. His next one will be number 40. In fact, 4 of the first 9 hitters, Brad, have seen 6 or more pitches. Execution, approach.
It is. That's part of the game plan, right? Those tough ones, be able to foul them off, get to something you can handle.
Victor swings through that, can't advance the runner, and Mackenzie Gore has his first strikeout. Now we go back to the top and Mason Wynn, who walked to start the game for the Redbirds. Mason's hit safely in 7 of 8 career games against the Rangers. He's hit a couple of homers. to settle for a hit of any kind with a 1-run lead. And downstairs. As we told you about 10 minutes ago, the shadows are all but gone at the ballpark. Just a few dappled areas of sunshine in the outfield and around the second base bag. It's a little easier for the hitters to try to catch up to Gore's 97-mile-an-hour heat.
Chip, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
And this is just me and you talking, all right? Just honesty. Do you go and hunt? Do you go home and read, like just try to find adjectives? Do you read a thesaurus when you get dappled? I love it. Dappled is a great term. I've never used it before.
Little dots of sunshine, right?
I get it. I understand what it is. But you describe the game so well and utilize adjectives that I would never think of. It makes me believe that you at least have a word of the day that shows up in your email inbox.
No, I don't.
And you use it every day. Was dappled the word of the day?
No, but I've used that one before. But no, it just.
Oh, you're a wordsmith. That's what you are. A cunning linguist.
2 balls and a strike. Lifted in the air toward right. Nimmo on the run near the line. Still chugging. He's going to get there with a waist-high basket catch. Heck of a play for Nimmo as Mason Woods retired. And 2 men around. That's 2 good plays by Nimmo and right.
Yeah, the Veterans defense has been a story early on in this one. It's 1-0 Cardinals. Could be 3-0 and more for the defense of Brandon Nimmo, even through the dappled sunlight in the outfield.
Oh, it's incredible.
I don't even think dapple. I don't even know if you can do
Incredible.
ED on the end of it.
Sure, why not?
Went for it.
You can say anything once. We're told. Here's Herrera.
In there.
He flied out and had a big swing. Didn't get that. No balls and a strike. Chopper towards second, and Lopez has to charge. And his throw is on the money. The Cardinals can't cash in a leadoff hit from Sajasi, but they cashed in a 2-out run in the first inning to lead Game 3.
Let's go for a walk.
Dad, can we go for the walk?
Hey, Dad. You couldn't sleep. An unexpected guest of any size are not a problem. Carl looks like he can eat.
He's a machine. This is why I'm a Walmart Plus member. Groceries delivered free today.
I see you.
Get your tickets for the Cardinals Care 50-50 raffle. One lucky winner wins half of the jackpot. The other half supports kids in our St. Louis community. Visit Cardinals.com/5050 for your tickets. Tops off crew trying to avoid a nasty sunburn in the early moments of Game 3 against the Rangers. The Cardinals burned them for a 2-out RBI from Alec Burleson and lead 1-0.
A little sunburn worth it for a Cardinal victory and a good time at Busch Stadium.
Of course.
And I'm guessing that that's a very responsible group. They're probably lathered up. Little SPF 50 out there, 100 if you're me.
Yeah, there was one guy out there that I think stole one of our shirts from the broadcast opening.
I was like looking in the mirror at that guy. Kidding me? This guy's a specimen.
Higashioka takes a strike to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now we'll see what old Eagle Eyes has up. Well, he's been good behind the plate. There he is. Look at him. Golly. Did he get on that workout plan? That's the Roboski.
I think that kid's haircut would look good on you, too.
You think so?
Keep your hair kind of tight to the skull.
Yeah, that T-shirt. I don't know exactly what we're calling that hairdo. The cheetah? Or the jackal? It works. Wait, not cheetah. Leopard? Which one of them? Spots? Stripes.
That's
Spots?
the one.
Yeah.
I knew you'd get there eventually.
It takes a minute.
That was close. No swing. It's full
Six
count.
swings, it's not strong.
Base is empty for Higashioka. Boy, when you wonder how check swing strikes are called now as opposed to the 50s or 60s in the game, go back and watch Sandy Koufax pitching in the World Series against the Minnesota Twins. Guys were taking full-on hacks, and they were called balls.
That's ridiculous. He hits it, it's a double.
Yeah. Full count. Bad smoke to center, and it's going to drop in front of Victor for a base hit. The first of the night for the Rangers. So Palante, Jim Hayes, 2 scoreless innings to start. Works out of the stretch to begin the third.
Yeah, he's coming off his shortest start of the season, just 3 innings against the Cubs. Said it's no mystery why. He said my curveball was probably the worst it's been all season. Didn't like this 4-seamer either. He said it kind of made me a 2-pitch pitcher. It's hard to get through a major league lineup with that. He said he knew how to make the corrections, and guys, looks like he has.
So far, so good. Just 1 hit allowed as Nicky Lopez tries to bunt. That clips Herrera on the way by. It's no balls and a strike.
Yeah, that's part of it, right? You got to figure out ways. First of all, compete when you don't have your best stuff, and then be able to make adjustments game to game. So you didn't feel it, you go back to the drawing board. You know that Andre Palante really just hard worker, a great preparation guy, was ready for this and figuring some things out, and the early output has been really good. 4-seam has been good, sinker's been solid, couple of strikeouts with the knuckle curve for Andre Palante.
Who's seeking career win number 30 tonight? And he and Herrera can't get together, so Andre steps off. Now we're good to go. Good lead at first. Pitch. Bunt try again, and Lopez can't get it down. It's 0-2. Rangers 8 sacrifice bunts as a team. Lopez has 1 of them. He began the year with the Cubs. 0-2. Short lead. The pitch. And Herrera can't smother that, and they won't have to sacrifice now. That gets away, and Higashioka moves to second. That's a wild pitch.
These are one. Got a couple in the last few days that look not easy, but pitches that you'd like to see smothered in front of the plate. 29 wild pitches now for the Cardinals. That's most in the National League, second most in all of baseball.
And now Lopez back in the count, 2-2.
Again, not easy, right, for some of these. I'm a firm believer that everything's a pass ball, but it's called bias.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And he came back to get Lopez. He couldn't advance it on a punt. The wild pitch bails out Lopez, who strikes out, 1 man down.
Chevy pitch track, 95-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball. You see that cutting action just biting in to get the swing and miss on Nicky Lopez.
So back to the top, it's Jock Peterson. And he didn't get that. Peterson struck out his first time up. Is it me, or does it seem like we're getting a little more swing and miss from the Cardinals rotation? Would you buy that assessment?
100% I buy that. And certainly, I mean, you just look at the last couple of starts for Dustin May, who's been getting ton of swing and miss. Matthew Liberatore as well, but top to bottom, Dusty Blake's crew is missing bats, utilizing their arsenal very, very well, and just tweaking things along the way. That's the biggest difference. Just how do you best use your arsenal? How do we make these pitches better as we go? As you look at Cardinals starting pitchers, 8.4 strikeouts per 9 since the beginning of May. That's about the middle of the pack. But you look in March and April, they were at the bottom of the barrel. That's a big difference.
And in a spot like this with a runner at second, you got Lopez to swing and miss. You've got Peterson behind 0-2. You finish him off with a strikeout. You got a chance to protect this one-run lead. In the air toward left. That's playable for me. Peterson's the second out. Back to second, Higashioka, and Josh Young is next. Galante got the 2 strikes on the Rangers' third baseman and clipped him with a pitch in the opening inning.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea, though, of that good sinker in. As you see the Cardinal starters all hanging out with one another. Had the opportunity today, Rick Horton and I got to hang out in the bullpen while guys were throwing their side sessions, just learning what matters to them and getting a chance to talk to the guys. And Libby was throwing a pen. Had a chance to talk to him afterwards, and he was mentioning this part of the game. We're talking about the starters, always watching each other's game. He said, I love sitting in the dugout with the guys because we call the game as we go. They're talking about sequences of every pitch. He said that muscle memory really helps them on game day. They're sitting there trying to call it along with Palante and Herrera, walking through some of these things. And when you get out there, it makes it a little bit easier when you're doing it.
Makes total sense. Almost charting the game verbally as opposed to on paper or the iPad.
And you're also bouncing ideas off each other, because if you have conflicting ideas, as the pitch clock is going down, you talk through it. Okay, why would you have done that? What makes sense? What about Josh Young makes you want to throw a sinker in that spot or a slider? Like, there's just so much you can learn from your peers, and certainly Dusty encourages that. It was great to watch him and his crew teach today in the bullpen. Just really enjoyed it because the game has changed, man. Technology has taken over. Everything's on track, man. Guys learn. They know what their induced break, their vertical break, their spin axis. These guys know all of these things, and if you can't teach off of that, you're not going to be able to help any of these guys out. I think that Dusty does a really good job.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Josh Young, 2 outs. He's the Rangers' number 2 hitter. The pitch is smothered. What surprised you most about watching that bullpen session?
Yeah, well, how hard everybody throws now. That's one of them. They apparently changed the acoustics in the bullpen because it never used to clap like that every time somebody would throw a pitch back in my day, Chip. That didn't happen. Oh, it's just how well each one of these guys knows their stuff, like knows the arsenal, knows what they want the baseball to do, and then can make the adjustments quickly.
Base hit up the middle. Higashioka rounds third and will score. So the Rangers have a 2-strike, 2-out hit themselves. That one ties our game in the third inning. It's a 1-1 score. Young has his 3rd RBI of the series.
Well, Young really had to reach out on this one, too. It's an Andre Palante slider. It's off the plate. It's away, but it's elevated enough for him to be able to get to, drive this thing into center field, and tie this game up.
Nimmo next. Brandon flied out to center. So take us through, take the audience through what Libby's bullpen looked like. What did that routine entail when you went out to watch him get ready for his next start?
Yeah, look, he's out there. First of all, they have the strings set up in the strike zone, right? So you're aiming for corners, and certainly there's a lot that goes on there as to where the ball goes. As this one goes out into center field, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that.
Yeah, that broke the Vince Scully rule. Unbelievable. Passing it to Texas. Dropped the third. Everybody's a critic. We got a 1-1 game.
Doug.
Thank you both for coming in. I'm a bit worried about Doug Jr. I know how important Liberty Mutual is to your family.
They customize car insurance to save people hundreds.
Right. Well, Doug Jr. keeps writing this.
Oh, this Jr.
Well, at least he spelled insurance right?
He did not.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
watching Cardinals TV here in St. Louis. It's presented by our friends at Bet365. We got a tie game heading to the bottom of the third inning. The Cardinals will have their 3-4-5 batters coming up against Mackenzie Gore, who's had to throw 46 pitches, Brad, in his first 2 frames tonight.
Yeah, he's walked 3 in this ball game. He's been a little erratic, and then when he's on the edges, the Cardinals have fouled him off, made him come right back to him, so hopefully he can put some more pressure on. Definitely did that in the first, but boy, this could be a lot different for him. He made a pitch when he really needed to. Got Gorman to fly out in the first, stranded the bases loaded.
Walker beat the Rap on a double play ball and scored on Burleson's first inning hit. And jumps on that one and pops it foul back out of play. So let's get back to when you and Ricky Horton got to experience your bullpen. We teased it, now here's your opportunity.
Yeah, no, it was just so interesting. So what Ricky and I were fascinated on is look pitching the tech and everything has changed so much. The teaching of it has changed so much, right? Like what matters for guys is a lot different than it was back in the day. Like gone are the days of, hey, that felt good. Now feel has numbers to it, right? And these guys all know all that. So it was really just fun just getting a chance to watch these guys and then see them. Like they've got all the technology. This one, tripping in the right, Jordan Walker, or inside. So seeing them just knowing what their guidelines are, right? Like vertical break, horizontal break, where they want each one of their pitches to fall into, numbers that they're hunting after. But I enjoyed watching Libby's bullpen of the way he competes with it. He threw a lot of his pen as if it were a 1-1 count. And he was trying to just command these counts, get to 1-2, and then after that, he would try to finish hitters off. But it was just very enlightening to see how they use some of the numbers, like some of the stuff that even pops up here in the ballpark.
That's right. Yeah. He gets behind Osuna to try to make a basket catch, and the Cardinals have him second third as a result. But there we go. He goes down and gets it. Another knock here for Velasquez. We talked about taking the extra base. That thing kicks away. You better be ready to go. You know that Jordan Walker's going to be. And score that a double for Velasquez. And St. Louis second and third with nobody out. Burleson an RBI on a 2-strike count his first time.
Yeah, Chip, you'll look at the ballpark and you'll see sometimes on the board vertical break and horizontal break, right? You'll see that, and oftentimes for a lot of fans in the ballpark, they're like, I don't get those. I don't understand it. You take a look at it right there. Well, a lot of the guys that I talked to today said, look, we'll peek, we'll look at it and make sure our pitches are where they want it.
Yes!
Wonderful score. One in the right, 2-run score. He's on his way to second. And the Cardinals are taking out some frustrations. It's a 3-1 game. And that one right there, a vertical break your heart. You leave it there. Slider up in the zone. And the aggressiveness around the strike zone. We've talked about this a ton with Alec Burleson. You throw something up in the zone, this dude is going to be able to get to it. This slider is above the zone, but the hands are already there. Great look at the side swing, stays backing up, and hammers this thing to right. So Burley's got all 3 Cardinals RBIs in the game. He's got 42 of them on the year. And you're right, different approach for St. Louis. They tried to outlast Mackenzie Gore in the first inning. The second time through, they're jumping on pitches, second pitch in sequence. Right now, the Rangers battery's a little shell-shocked. 3 straight hits in the St. Louis third. Cardinals fight for the last 6 with runners in scoring position. Alec Burleson is. And let's see what Fermin can do. He took ball 4 in a long Cardinals opening inning. Cardinals have 3 hits on 6 pitches.
You love that. The big key, as we know, continue to pile on. The Cardinals had a couple of opportunities yesterday, especially that 7th inning where you thought you had something going, had nobody out, and the Rangers were able to quiet you. Don't let it happen again.
Yeah, going up there hunting. Strike 1. No balls and a strike. On the ground, deep short. And Burleson's going to run into the out at third base. That's a mistake, and you'll hear about that. Fermin trades places with him. First out at third, one away.
Take a look at it again. This one away, the plate right in front of you. That's a replay behind you. You better be sure. Burley was not.
So 1 on, 1 out. Gorman bats. He popped out his first time. This is the kind of pitcher you hope Gorman can time. He loves the fastball. Gore's got a good one. We'll see who comes out on top. That's pulled foul to the front of the Cardinals dugout. And quickly 0-2. Look at Gorman's numbers, and you obviously are concerned about the high strikeout totals, but over the radio booth, Ricky Horton was talking to us before the game. He said, he's on pace to hit 21 homers this year. It's not too shabby.
No, you just, for him, you'd still love a little bit more consistency. You deal with the strikeouts, but just being able to barrel up some more stuff for him.
There he is, the mathematician from the University of Virginia.
Glad you dropped that in there. Contractually, we're supposed to. Ricky is one of the best around. I love hanging out with Rick Horton.
A swing and a miss. Gorman's down on strikes. That's the second out. You especially like hanging out with Ricky when he's slicing or chunking the wedge.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't happen enough for him. Chevy pitched right 97 at the top of the zone. Get a chance to see the voice of the Cardinals, John Rudy, too. What a team they are. Mike Claiborne over there as well. Jim Jackson, the engineer. What a crew they are. Always fun to hang out with our radio brethren.
So JC pops that one off the netting foul. Steer right one. Brewdog switched his game hat.
He's not afraid to mix it up a little bit. He's going Cardinal red today. He did have the golf hat for a while that he was doing. That was a giveaway a couple of weeks back. I think it was popular. It is popular.
He had the green golf hat for a couple of weeks.
More traditional game hat today, though.
No balls in a strike. Runner goes. Higashioka's throw right high.
Yes!
Fermin makes something happen. He's got a steal, and he's at third after the errant throw.
Chip, you mentioned it an inning ago of this team just being aggressive, taking their shots where they can. Well, aggressive can turn into a lot of things. That, an error, a mistake by Higashioka, throwing it into center field, and now you're one of those curveballs in the dirt away from making it 4-1.
So JC had the Cardinals' first stolen base of the night. He singled back in the second. Even count for him. Coors had to throw a lot of pitches. He's averaging about 21 per inning. On a warm night at Busch Stadium, the pitch. That was a beauty, 2-2. Texas is 1-5 in Gore's road starts this year. They've given him 9 runs of support. He's gotten 1 run tonight. And this will be the 17th pitch of the inning. The 2-2 is count on and missed. And that will retire the side. Big night for Alec Burleson. For his skipper, Oliver Marmol. The Cardinals' first baseman has knocked in all 3 St. Louis runs. And we head to the 4th with a 2-run advantage. Pretty night for baseball in St. Louis. Cardinals lead the Rangers 3-1. Berger, Duran, and Osuna are coming up against Andre Palante, who's got a little breathing room with which to play here. They got Berger ground out to end the Texas first. The Reds here this weekend. The Reds are hosting Kansas City. That one's 2-2 in the 7th inning. Cincinnati will come to town this weekend without Ellie De La Cruz. He's on the injured list with a bad hamstring. Cubs are hosting the Athletics. That game's at Wrigley Field. Chicago 3, Sacramento 2. Pirates nothing, Houston nothing early on down at Dyken Field. Pitch on the line to third.
Got him, yes!
Gorman goes to the knee to make the play. And Berger is 0 for St. Louis so far. One man down. So Alec Burleson, a big night offensively. Jim Hayes, you know he can't wait to catch some of those lasers from Mason Wynn.
Defense earlier and It would limit me for sure, but he's a big fan of what Mason is doing this year. Won a Gold Glove last year. They think he's better, Jim.
And that's one of those weird things about baseball, Brad. I think you would agree. Mason, 4 errors last season, which was a remarkable accomplishment. 5 errors this year, but maybe he's getting 2 more balls, which leads to more error calls.
I think you hit the nail on the head, man. That's not everything, right? The error. Yeah, certainly it's a stat that you're going to look at, but you look at the zone ratings, the range factors that this guy had. He gets to everything. How many balls have you seen him field in just this homestand on the second base side as he's sliding across, getting his body in a great position to make a play? Just one of the best in the business at the position, and with a pitching staff who, yes, they're missing more bats as of late, and you love that, but you got a lot of guys that are ground ball guys. That's the dude you want to have getting the ball hit to.
The Rangers shortstop's Ezekiel Duran. He's got a 1-2 count. And now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Chip, we were talking about more swing and miss for this rotation. 3 strikeouts on the day for Andre Palante. You look at the Cardinals' rotation from the beginning of the season to the end of April. They were not striking out too many guys. They were not missing too many bats. Now, if this one narrowly missed, we'll find out if it missed. It'll be a challenge, but the strikeout rate has jumped a lot for the Cardinals.
So it's either ball 3 or strike 3. You make the call. ABS says it's strike 3. And Duran didn't like that, but the computer says, sorry, pal, you're out.
Yeah, not sure who he was yelling at on that one. I do wish we had a robot out here that you could have some verbal jabs with. I think that would be pretty fun. Kind of have lost that now. There's nobody to complain to.
I know.
Who are we supposed to yell at now? Ollie's been sitting in here watching every single game. He hasn't got kicked out. Boring. Let's go.
As he says,
Never going to catch Bobby Cox.
I've been an angel.
Yes, he
And
have.
I keep reminding him, think of the kids.
Yeah, everything. So if you don't know, you can donate. As Skippy can get a little hot under the collar too. He can get a little upset. Everybody's staying in ball games this year, a bunch of gentlemen. But if you get thrown out of the game, you get fined. Well, you can donate that fine to a cause, whatever you would like.
1 ball, 1 strike for Osuna. And that pops away. 2 balls and a strike to count to the Rangers' 6th place hitter. Osuna hitting a double play his first time. Yeah, I missed that. I missed the umpires and managers exchanging, quote, pleasantries, end quote. That's a big part of the entertainment factor of the game. And you played, you pitched. Most of the guys I've talked to said that, you know what, your manager comes out and fights for you, it does make a difference. It can change the momentum in a game that maybe is going the wrong way.
Yeah, a lot of times, they would be oftentimes for a manager timed on purpose. Like you're not just going to go out there and chirp about every little thing. Sometimes that ends up getting lost, right? It's just, well, there's a guy that had no problem getting in there on an umpire, and Whitey Herzog, miss him all the time. Tony La Russa, you know that he always had his guys back. That's part of it, and it certainly can fire up a team if done at the right time.
Oh, and just the stories, too. The things that go into and the reactions from those kinds of confrontations. And the best ones were sometimes when the manager wanted to get thrown out, the umpire knew it, and they wouldn't. And so often you'd hear the umpire say, Skipper, if I have to watch this, you know what? You have to watch it, too. So you're not going anywhere.
You say whatever you want.
Yeah. Outside a 2-out walk for Osuna. For Palante, his first walk, he's also hit a batter, and Evan Carter's coming up. But you mentioned Bobby Cox. That's still one of the most amazing records in baseball that you're right, probably won't be broken. He got thrown out a full season's worth of games in his Hall of Fame career. 162 of them.
And I'm sure the fines changed throughout the years. I would love to know the amount of money that he ended up donating to great causes throughout his career. 162 of them.
And the funny thing is, I mean, Bobby could go pretty hot too if he got tossed out of the game, and many times the umpires would be staying at the same visiting hotel. There'd be Bobby having dinner, and the umpires would be dining too as the runner goes. Pitch aside, a throw on the money, and it's going to be late. Win in front of the bag. Couldn't get the tag down in time to nab Osuna, who steals his fourth base. So he's in scoring position with 2 outs. There'd be Bobby Cox. Hey guys, dinner's on me. No hard feelings. Get kicked out 162 times and never an enemy made by an
Yeah, it's part of the game. Look, you get kicked out that much, you better try to make friends away from the diamond. It's a good call. It's like hockey players that go fight each other and then they go have a beer afterwards.
That's the most amazing thing to me. 1 ball, 1 strike. Laced foul. Yeah, the hockey players say, it's just part of the job.
Yeah, and also, again, another job that has changed drastically. Fighting in the NHL, not what it used to be. Still a bunch of tough guys around, but not what it was.
3-1 Cardinals. Texas hitting in the 4th inning. Made a couple steps to his left as that one dances low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scored the first run in the 1st inning. St. Louis 20 wins, 9 losses when they score the first run of the game. And a chopper foul. Carter fighting hard here as we've reached 8 o'clock in St. Louis. The Reds are in over the weekend. Good crowds expected. Still great seats available. Make sure you call the Cardinals ticket office. Cardinals.com/tickets, the place to go. 3 more left on the longest homestand before the All-Star break. And a chance here to miss by Carter. Palante has his 5th strikeout in 4 innings on this beautiful night in baseball heaven. The Cardinals lead the Rangers. It's a 3-1 score after 3.5.
The latest attack from Burt Jones, total garbage. I supported Brian Kemp 100% against Stacey Abrams. I donated the maximum to Kemp, hosted a fundraiser at my house for him, and gave him $100,000 more to beat Abrams into the ground. Burt Jones, he's just lying, because that's what corrupt career politicians always do. I'm Rick Jackson, and I'm running for governor to take the power from them and give it back.
Password 1234.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech lead.
Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit.
Teachers, this one's for you. Join us Tuesday, June 16th for Teacher Night with your theme ticket. Score a teacher-inspired sweatshirt and your first drink of the summer is on us. Get your details at cardinals.com/theme. Baseball is a generational affair at Busch Stadium, and that young Cardinal fan waiting for the ice cream and a few more St. Louis runs.
Yeah, now we're talking. I don't know what kind of flavor that was, but that kid was digging it.
Scott gets things started for St. Louis. He struck out his first time. That might have been your favorite mint chip.
I saw a little bit. I didn't know if that was I'm not sure it's even close.
Big fan. Our friends at Ted Rules were kind enough to bring us some treats before the game today.
I did have an Oreo today. I like that too. What'd you go with?
Chocolate.
And what? What was mixed in?
Just plain old, delicious chocolate.
Well, why didn't you mix anything in?
What makes it?
There was a little turtle surprise in there. I saw that. The turtle's good. Love that one.
No balls, 2 strikes.
The lemon crumb, I think, is one.
I don't have a lot of ice cream, and turtle surprise at my age is a little scary to think about. So,
got to try it every once in a while. Live a little, you know.
Yeah, just plain old chocolate was good to go today. As that one shot up the middle, it's short to Ron. Throws to first. That was a good play. That ball had some crazy spin, but he's retired. And there is out number 1. Let's step aside for a quick message from Jack in the Box.
Get fired up with my new Hot Ones Munchie Meal with a Sriracha Curly Fry Burger or Buffalo Chicken Tater Melt.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Masons walked and flied out tonight. A single run in the first, 2 in the third against Mackenzie Gore, who delivers a quick strike.
So I was just thinking about, the turtle one that you didn't get.
Yeah.
And I think it was just called Turtle. I threw the surprise in there, and I know why now. Because I remember years ago over at Fairmont Park, they did a thing. It was horse hooky on Tuesdays. We used to do a radio show, and every once in a while we do it out at the horse race.
Yeah.
And I bet on a horse. And that horse's name was Turtle Surprise.
Really?
First one that I bet on.
And
Turtle Surprise won by a head. And I was raking it in. Felt so good, and that's why Turtle Surprise sticks with me forever. He's a good boy.
I've never done the
horse racing.
Horse races.
Oh, it's a blast.
See, if I were there, I would go and I would bet on the color of the horse.
It's fine.
Yeah. Is that what you did, or did you go with the name?
It was the name.
Was it the combination?
That was the name for sure. And whichever one
Just
gets a little lighter right before they get in, that's what I tend to bet on. That surprise it was. Surprise here, Chevy pitch track, curve ball. That's where he gets a lot of his swing and miss, bottom of the zone.
Did you have to do a lot of in-depth scouting?
No, not really. Like
No?
sometimes, like when you just have it, you have it. His mutter was a mutter. It was fine. It was a rainy day.
So you just
a wet track, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, you just do what you always do. You just showed up and the eyes told the story.
Yeah, it do what it do, baby.
So Turtle Surprise, what was the payoff?
It's tough to say. I don't even remember what it was. Probably wasn't even that much, but it made me so happy for the rest of the day. And just like just how he won. Like seriously, right at the end, just a little nose just peeking right through. Winner.
High pop fly foul. Duran gives chase. Young is there too, and Texas runs out of room. To the races. And I definitely am going to have to try the Turtle Surprise ice cream next week.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, again, I threw the surprise in. I think it was just called Turtle, but and I don't know what Turtle Surprise is doing now. Hopefully living his best life. Just out on the farm, doing his thing.
1-2 pitch. Line over short. That was good. And Herrera's got a 1 for 3 tonight. His second hit of the series. The Cardinals' approach against Gore has really been fun to watch tonight. Very patient first time through. They ambushed him a lot the second time through. Now a little bit of both here as he starts his third try.
And to me, what's been impressive here is they're not sitting on just fastballs. Like they're hitting a lot of different offerings. That was a good changeup, bottom of the zone. We've seen a couple of sliders hit by him as well.
Nice night for Walker. He's reached twice and scored twice after a frustrating start to this series. By the way, voting has begun for the All-Star game. We'll have more on that in a bit. You know Jordan Walker's going to get a lot of votes, not just in St. Louis, but around the Major League Baseball community, and deservedly so. This kid has come a long, long way, and he has stayed the course.
Yeah, I'm really happy for him. We know how hard he's been working over the years, and finally able to put it together at this level. There are going to be ups and downs too. We've seen it throughout this season. We've seen some highs. You've seen him have a couple of dips, but the work is consistent. The attitude is consistent. You know that he snaps out of those funks quickly.
2 balls and a strike. That's line into right center. Herrera cuts it down second there. He goes to third. The Cardinals' offensive approach tonight is night and day from what we saw in the first two games of the series, Brandon. Certainly last night, when they had all those chances with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, look, they're staying on pitches and using the big part of the field. I think there were times where guys only felt like we're trying to play hero in the ball game last night, trying to have that one big swing. This the curveball from Mackenzie Gore off the end of the bat by Walker, but he's got such great extension. Drops this into center, first to third easily. Well,
Walker almost ran out of bat. That went right off the end for his second hit. And he was grabbing at something as he made his way to the first base bag. Let's see what's ailing him.
That lefty, when he slowed down the deceleration, the Cardinals training staff and Ollie walk off, though. He says he's good. Maybe something just caught on him. Sure we'll hear more about that.
So Velasquez bats. He's walked, doubled, and scored. And takes a strike. 3 runs on 7 hits. For St. Louis, a run on 2 hits for Texas. Didn't get that. It's 0-2. Velasquez looked like he was a shoo-in to make the club out of spring training. It was a numbers game. It didn't work out that way. His daughter was down a little bit the early days in Memphis, but after he got things together, he went on a tear, and here he is, and he's made quite an impression on this homestand.
Yeah, he certainly has. Like, and it's understandable. You have that spring, you do get disappointed, but battled back, put himself in this spot.
And he chased that one up and out of the zone. 5th strikeout for Gore, and the Cardinals are out of luck in the 4th inning. We've got a surprise for you coming back for the 5th inning. Not a total surprise, but one you're going to enjoy a whole lot more. It's 3-1 St. Louis.
Are you Marcia?
I am. I am.
Thanks for meeting me here. Usually not an interweb dating guy. Barely ever use this phone computer. Unless it's to bundle my insurance with Liberty.
Oh, same. I hate this thing, but it's true. You can save hundreds bundling with Liberty.
Liberty? Are you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some roadside net.
And some penny relief.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty.
Stealing a man's land, that's just wrong. But Burt Jones voted to make it easier for the government to take private property and give it to developers. They call it eminent domain. You know what I call it? A total crock. Burt Jones voted to let government steal my land and give it to fat cat developers. That's not just corrupt, that's disqualifying. I will not support Burt Jones.
We head to the top of the 5th inning where the Cardinals lead the Rangers in the series wrap-up. 3-1 is your score. Chip and Brad upstairs, and it's our pleasure to be joined by one of the great young stars in the major leagues, Cardinals rookie second baseman J.J. Weatherholt. He's our active mic, presented by Wells Fargo. Young man, happy off night. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I'm on the mic.
Sound good, by the way.
Doesn't sound good. The quality's good.
Yeah, and the content too, even though you got to deal with McGreevy to your left.
Yeah, I don't know. I might run away.
Keep him straight for us. First of all, before we get to the Cardinals season, I know you want to talk a little stuff about your boys from West Virginia and their attempt to get to the College World Series, huh?
Yeah, that's special, man. They're on a really cool run right now, doing stuff that's never been done over there. So, I'm just so happy for them, and just rooting for them really heavy.
Well, you know that they're happy for you. We got a chance to see West Virginia come out. We got to see Mars High School come out when we were in Pittsburgh. Dude, what has this run been like for you early in your rookie season?
It's been crazy, yeah. Everything coming full circle just to be able to go back to my hometown and have the high school there and pop them up.
He's got a future in play-by-play in about 20 years. There's
Just to see all them there supporting me is so big, and for the whole whole college team to come out. I mean, it wasn't easy for them. I think they had a series coming up, so it was just really cool.
What's this experience been like for you in the major leagues? Well, let me rephrase that. What, if anything, has surprised you about what's happened for you the first 2 months as a big leaguer?
I think just kind of the way that pitchers adjust to you as a hitter. I mean, they really find out what works against you, and they try to just go to that as much as possible. Pop them up! And, yeah.
What he thinks of your play-by-play. I think it's pretty good.
I think that's one of the dugout likes to rip a lot of times. You just gotta hope you're right, because sometimes you can do a pop them up, and it goes pop them up over the fence.
You're telling me?
I am telling you.
Happens all the time up here. You know what's really been fun, JJ? Obviously, your offensive work. I've really been impressed, as has the rest of Major League Baseball, with you defensively. Let's talk about your pairing with Mason Wynn up the middle. What has that experience been like?
It's been a ton of fun. I mean, I get to learn from him first of all, but just him out there, the way he controls the defense and how aggressive he is in the baseball, making plays left and right. It's just, makes my job easier. Oh, well,
got him, yes.
See if I can stay on here.
All right, that sounds great. If you can't, you understand, no problem. 3-1 your score, middle of the fifth.
How do we stop it?
We need someone who can code in COBOL.
What's COBOL?
This is the time for sponsor jobs.
Indeed can help you get it right the first time. Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates. Visit.
Why send your dogs into the land? Share a PDF space for microbit to understand. A custom intro that's so clear. An audio summary that says what they need to hear. An AI assistant that makes it all click so they'll understand it real good, real quick. Ain't just some files on the screen. It's exactly what your clients need to see. You can do that, do that, do that, do that with that.
Lueders, good to go!
It's a big night for the Cardinals Silver Slugger first baseman, Alec Burleson. He's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. He's going to greet Mackenzie Gore for a third time here in the fifth inning. And we're delighted that J.J. Weatherholt's kind enough to join us for another half inning. We were joking with you about Happy Off Day. What's it like for a guy used to play every day to sit down and just take in a big league game?
It's a little weird, but it's a ton of fun. I mean, being from the dugout, like, all right, where am I supposed to be? How do I stay engaged? You have to talk to your boys and make sure you're going to get teammate, but sometimes you just get to sit here and watch and realize how special this is.
JJ, one of the things that comes up a lot when we're talking to the staff about you is just, first, the maturity and the preparation. Walk us through a day, a normal day, not today, but like you come to the ballpark, you're preparing for a starter. What does a big league day look like for you?
Yeah, varies depending on the report time, but I'll be here as soon as the report is. Usually the younger guys try to get everything done early just to stay out of some of the older guys' way. And so, I'll get in the cage really early, get my routines done, then, get my body prepped and do my stuff in the training room, eat a little bit, do my scouting, do my glove prep. Ooh. Man, Burley can hit that high heater. It's crazy.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah. I tell him all the time, like, dude, you need to teach me how to do that, because I love the swing of that pitch. I just can't hit it. But yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into it pre-game, and you just want to do everything you can to prepare yourself. That way when you go out, you can just have fun.
Then it's a chop toward first, and easy play for Berger, and that's out number 1.
JJ, I know you mentioned that glove prep. You see the work that you're able to put in day in, day out with Stubby Clapp, working on your defense. What's it like working with Stubby every day?
It's great, man. I mean, the easiest way I put it for him is, he just wants us to get better, and he's willing to do whatever that takes. So it's similar to what I dealt with in college. In college at West Virginia, if you wanted extra ground balls or whatever, the coaches would be more than happy to help you out there. And so it's a similar vibe with Stubby. I mean, every single day he'll text us when he's ready for glove prep and hit us whatever we need on the grounder side.
Next up is Jose Fermin. That's skied out of play. We're seeing a sea change in our game, JJ, where kids like you coming out of college, maybe a year in the minor leagues, are getting to the major leagues a lot faster than maybe they did 10, 20, 30 years ago. What does that mean for your age group of players? Is that something you talk about with guys like Connor Griffin?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I think there's some guys, and Connor Griffin Sampling, he's just so mature and way beyond his years that, he didn't need the college development, but there's guys like myself who definitely needed it. So, you get yourself in a good program, they teach you how to sleep, how to eat, how to go about things the right way, how to be on schedule, and it'll just help you when you get to the pro ball scene.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how does that translate to the big league lifestyle? Obviously more games and a lot longer travel schedule.
Yeah, I mean, we actually have a pretty brutal travel schedule because we play in the Big 12, and the Big 12 is changing now, but it used to be pretty much all Texas schools down south, and so we were flying all the time, and we used to joke that that would help us.
That's inside the line.
Yes!
Off the sidewall instead for me. On his way to second. JJ, this guy's amazing. You ever seen him not smiling? And you know he's going to be smiling after a two-base hit with one out here.
Nah, he's just a genuinely good human being, and those are my favorite type of people. He's a great teammate. Good to see him put a good swing on the ball there.
That's his fifth double. The Cardinals' chance to add on here against a tough left-hander, Mackenzie Gore. Nolan Gorman is coming up next.
JJ, we're talking a lot about on the field. What about off the field? We've had an opportunity to see some specials on Cardinal Insider, but what are you into away from the ballpark?
Man, I like to fish, so I have a tough time fishing during the season just because it can be tough to get out and explore. You get that off day, sometimes you just don't really want to move, and haven't found any real spots in St. Louis, so hoping to find some soon. And outside of that, I like to play just video games, really. That's about it. Just fishing, video games, golf occasionally.
What's the go-to video game in the clubhouse?
It's cool. Walk, Mason, Vic, and a couple other guys will play 2K. I play a game called Siege. It's a little bit different. It's a shooter game.
Okay.
On the ground to second, runner for Mean to third. Good throw from Lopez. And there are two men out. I'm pretty sure I have an idea how you're going to answer this because you're a very modest kid. But All-Star season is upon us. Has J.J. Weatherholt's mind even begun to think about the possibility of maybe getting to the All-Star game in his rookie year?
No, I definitely have not. I mean, honestly, really forgot about it until I think I saw a post from our social media page about the whole voting. I forgot that that's how it works, that fans have a big part of that. So, I mean, yeah, that would be great. I was just talking to McGreevy about some of the NL second basemen we've got, so it's a tough lineup there. I'm just happy to be out there playing and helping our team get some wins.
And the last one for me, this environment at the ballpark. We've made a lot of the tarps off, guys. It's so fun seeing that age group getting involved in the game on a pitch-by-pitch basis, and even more watching your guys' reaction to it.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, those guys are electric out there. I mean, we really just love seeing the stands filled. I mean, that Cubs series was awesome. The stands were super filled. Everything was loud. It just helps us stay engaged. So, if you're here and come out of the ballpark, help us get some wins.
Well, and being a big leaguer, you have to multitask. You have done a great job with that, okay? An interview, you had to deal with all your teammates there and sunflower seeds at the same time. So I got to know, what is the flavor of choice?
Right now, this is dill pickle, but my all-time favorite is like an Old Bay or cracked pepper. We don't have those, but I'll go dill pickle from these are what, Chinook series?
Okay. Yeah, those are good. I had some honey ones the other day.
That's right to right. That's over the head of it.
Yes!
So Jason's running second. He's on his way to third. He's got a triple. And JJ, I think everybody in Cardinals Nation
If you said one of the good Scott the second.
He's not gotten a whole lot of consistent playing time, but the more he plays, the better he's hitting.
That's a great swing going. Alba with authority.
His first career triple. The guys in the bullpen like it. We're watching your reaction to the tarps off crew, and looks like that's going to end the night for Mackenzie Gore. The Cardinals have taken a 4-1 lead. JJ, I know you want to get back and enjoy the game with your teammates. Thanks so much for joining us. You're the best.
Thank you, guys.
All right, JJ Weatherholt. Cardinals chase Mackenzie Gore with a double and a 2-out RBI triple by Thomas Sajaci.
Sunday dogs and the land. Share a PDF space for microbit to understand. A custom intro that's so clear. An audio summary that says what they need to hear. An AI assistant that makes it all click so they'll understand it real good, real quick. Ain't just some files on the screen. It's exactly what your clients need to see. You can do that, do that, do that, do that with that.
Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium's the hottest happy hour in the Lou. Enjoy happy hour priced ballpark eats and drinks every Friday night home game, all game long. For details, visit Cardinals.com/Friday. Cardinals add on with their fourth run. Victor Scott II is your batter. New pitcher out there for the Rangers. And this is Luis Curvelo.
It's the fifth game of the season here for Curvelo. He was just recalled from AAA on Monday. Second stint up at the big league level this season.
My guess is, if you believe the name on the back of his shirt, he throws a hard spinning breaking ball.
You know what? I mean, there's a good chance right-handed pitcher is going to have a hard throwing breaking ball. But the funny thing is, he doesn't throw a curve. Slider.
Oh, okay. That's down the line in left. Long run Osuna near the stands and out of play. It's funny you say that. The man that originated the curveball was a man named Candy Cummings, who pitched in the early 1900s. His grandson was a kid named John Cummings, who pitched for the Seattle Mariners. He too didn't have a curveball.
Really?
No.
You feel like you'd have to have that. Uncle Charlie certainly had a good one.
Maybe that was the key. Maybe it should have been his uncle, not his grandpa's.
You just don't want to. You don't want to like ride the coattails. Like, he invented it. I got to come up with something else.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 8:30 in St. Louis. Cardinals looking good. Ground ball to the right side. And that will retire the side. Mackenzie Gore gives up 4 runs in 4 2/3 innings. Thomas and JC having himself a good night as well in Game 3.
Why Sunday dogs and the land. Share a PDF space for microbit to understand. A custom intro that's so clear. An audio summary that says what they need to hear. An AI assistant that makes it all click so they'll understand it real good, real quick. Ain't just some files on the screen. It's exactly what your clients need to see. You can do that, do that, do that, do that with that.
You want to put all this chicken in this box and give it to people for how little?
It's too much chicken for too little.
Eat your words, money guy. The new value feast is here at KFC. Get it to
Andre Palante having himself a nice night. Let's check out how he's gotten here. Our StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
Well, Andre Palante, he has been using everything effectively, and a lot of the outs on the slider. That was the pitch that we highlighted early in the game. The opposition has had a tough time picking that thing up. He's used it all over the zone, used it in different sequences. And here he is again, a nice bounce-back performance. Last time scuffled against the Cubbies. The Cardinals ultimately ended up winning that game, but right back into form here for Palante.
Important frame for him. Texas has their 2, 3, and 4 batters coming up, down 4-1 now. All the runs scored for St. Louis charged to Mackenzie Gore. That one hammered toward right. Walker slowing in the corner. First down. Brendan Nimmo next. He's 0 for 2. While we got a second, want to wish a very happy birthday to Brenda Parrish. She's watching the game in St. Clair, Missouri with her husband Jim. They never miss a Cardinals game. So Brenda, many happy returns. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast tonight. Nimmo,
hits
two
the
flyouts
ball.
to center. Texas very much in the chase in the American League West. Top three teams separated by 3 games at the start of play tonight. Seattle with a 2.5 game lead. As Nimmo rips a base hit, his second hit of the series. But what to make of Texas? I think they're a hard team to judge offensively until they get their guys back. And right now, Skip Schumacher's pitching staff's keeping them afloat.
Yeah, I think that staff is going to be the biggest difference in a winnable division, in my opinion. Obviously, to your point, you get Seager back healthy, which I know has been an issue over the last couple of years, stints on the IL here and there. You get him, you get Wyatt Langford back. All of a sudden, Skip's team looks a whole lot different. You know that this guy has got plenty of power, can change a ball game for you. Jake Berger, the CBC product.
What's with it? What's with on Jake Berger?
Seattle already lost today. The Mets took care of them in the Pacific Northwest, so Texas trying to pick up a game in the standings. But they're going to have to come back against the Cardinals to do that. Jake Berger, 30 years young, debuted with the White Sox back in 2021. The Marlins and Rangers, his other big league clubs. He was a first-round pick by the White Sox back in 2017. Winding road for Berger to get to the big leagues. Major injury in 2018. He ruptured his Achilles tendon, missed the 2018 season, missed time in 2019, of course, COVID in 2020. So he's a young 30 with a ton of power. Before the season began last year, Berger changed his number to 21 to honor his daughter, who was born with Down syndrome. He's worked tirelessly in the community to raise awareness, raise funds. I believe Jake has a farm in Tennessee where they employ youngsters with Down syndrome to give them work experience and life experience. Just a wonderful philanthropist as well as a baseball player too. And the irony of ironies, anytime we mention CBC in St. Louis, we think of the great Mike Shannon. And ironies of ironies, Jake Berger's parents are named Mike and Shannon. So it's always great to welcome the Bergers back to Busch Stadium as he draws a walk and reaches with one out. First and second here, that's not ideal. The tying run comes to the plate, and Duran is that batter. And Jojo Romero starts to play catch. So the Cardinals will talk it over here. Big spot in the ball game. Palante leads it 4-1. Brad Nye steps aside for a quick word from Victory Men's Health.
We do things a little differently here. At Victory Men's Health, we specialize in testosterone therapy, weight loss, vitamin deficiencies, and sexual health.
Visit VictoryMen'sHealth.com today.
Palante had that very impressive run of games started, pitching at least 5 innings, broken against the Cubs. He's already gone 5 1/3 tonight. Let's see if he can break out one of those patented ground balls and get out of this inning. He's given up just 3 hits. And Duran was late there. There's that fastball. That's what makes him so enticing. Here he is at 83 pitches, Brad, still throwing in the mid-90s.
Yeah, he got some real life on it, and that again in the kitchen of a right-handed hitter. He got Duran on the ground once in this ball game. Unfortunately, that snuck under the glove of Burleson over at first. He's been trying that inside-out swing, though. Good miss right there. Got some options now with that. You can run that sinker back in there again, or that slider down. I think you can get him to swing over it or roll over that slider.
Gorman near the line at third. Wynn plays in his normal shortstop spot. And a high hopper. And Mason will make the sure. Second and third now, 2 outs, and Osuna is next. Polanco gets the ground ball, but too much hop on that one to get out of the inning.
Yeah, well located again. He went 3 sinkers in a row in, got the ground ball, just weak contact. And that looks like it's going to be it for Andre Palante. 5 2/3, a couple of runners on, and a left-handed hitter up.
Interesting too, Brad, in how Palante got through his 5 2/3, just 4 outs on the ground in the game. So he's learning how to pitch effectively in a different way, and we'll certainly take more of that. Palante's going to get a nice cheer from the crowd at Busch Stadium. He leaves with a 4-1 lead. The Cardinals bullpen is in play midway through Game 3.
Hey, you just earned 5% cash back on that. He's a real heartbreaker. You just earned 5% cash back on that.
And this is from the woman over there.
You just earned 5% cash back on that. Also, if I start a conga line, will you join?
Earn 5% cash back in different categories each quarter and up to $1,500 in purchases when you activate.
Why send your dogs into the land? Share a PDF space for microbit to understand. A custom intro that's so clear. An audio summary that says what they need to hear. An AI assistant that makes it all click so they'll understand it real good, real quick. Ain't just some files on the screen. It's exactly what your clients need to see. You can do that, do that, do that, do that with that.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by your Mid-America Chevy dealers. By BJC Medical Group Virtual Care, quick, convenient virtual care. Schedule now at bjc.org/virtual care. Chip and Brad with you on a beautiful night at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals, terrific approach offensively tonight against Mackenzie Gore. Enjoy a 4-1 lead. Now Jojo Romero will try to end the 6th inning and keep it a 3-run game. Answers the Chevy call of the bullpen. The Rangers go to the bench and bring on a pinch hitter here. And the first one is called a strike to Cody Freeman. So Osuna out of the game. It's Freeman versus Romero. Good changeup.
Really nice one. Down and away. In a spot like this, you know he's going to try to be aggressive. Now, JoJo's in the driver's seat.
Fourth round pick by the Rangers in 2019. He's missed a lot of time with a bad back. Well, that'll slow you down. So his first action of the 20th season is quickly. He's down on strikes. Romero ends the 6th inning, preserves the lead for Palante, and the Cardinals rolling at Busch. Coming up with the Cincinnati Reds, and Sunday it's a big day for the kids too. Fans 12 and under get a kids baseball glove. That's presented by Rawlings. All your details at cardinals.com/promotions.
So talking if you won't be
Cardinals looking to extend a 4-1 lead. And Mason Wynn pops one behind first. Can anybody get there? Nimmo's on the run, and a terrific running catch by the second baseman Lopez, who's been everywhere defensively in this series. Hanging out a gold star on that one. That was awesome.
That was crazy play right there. That was a long way to go. Freeman, who just checked into the ball game, ends up making a crazy play. Look at this thing. He bobbles it and then able to get. I was wondering why he had that hand tucked. What a play by Freeman.
Cardinals likes it too. So you're right, Freeman did check in at second, my mistake. And he makes a great play for out number one. Here's Herrera, he's 1 for 3. And another chance. This time it's Berger, but it's out of reach for Big Jake. And no balls in the strike. So Freeman at second, Lopez shifts over to short. For Texas. What do you think of the lavender glove of Curvello tonight?
I think it looks good on him. It works, right? I don't know if I could have pulled it off.
I've seen many a colored glove. I don't think I've seen that color.
It works. I like that a lot. Look at it. Got the lightning bolt on it. Probably something I wouldn't have needed on my glove. Not much lightning there.
To third, and Young loads up. And 2 outs. The other change is Devon moves from shortstop to left field for Texas. Apologies to Mr. Freeman, who in his first game action just made a great play to start the inning. Here's Jordan Walker. Walker's had a nice night. 2 hits, 2 runs. He's doubled his hit total on the homestand tonight. Valente was excellent. As you said, a nice rebound start for him as the Rangers will challenge the first pitch, called a ball. And look how close that was.
Well, that was one of them. It was a double challenge. Both of them, both Higgy and Curvello ended up going to the catch on that one.
1 ball, no strikes. And that one stayed high to Walker. 2-0 your count. Again, All-Star voting is open. You can vote as many as 5 times a day. Can't wait to see what the initial totals are for Jordan. It'll be a well-deserved honor should he represent the Cardinals in Philadelphia. And as we said, maybe J.J. Weatherholt too.
Well, J.J. figuring out different ways to get on. I loved him talking about the adjustments at this level offensively. It's another base hit from Jordan Walker on fire. 3rd hit of the day. This one a shot. It was 115 miles an hour off the bat. Up the middle.
This is what's so different about Jordan. When he went into a mini slide earlier, he made a correction and went on a tear. Maybe he's about to do it again.
Going back to knowing your zone. What can you handle? He can certainly handle that one. That was a sinker there from Curvello. 94 middle down and just took it right back where it came from. Talking about JJ, though, what he's done offensively has been impressive. Defensively, he's been the best second baseman in baseball.
Runner goes, the throw way late. And Walker has a stolen base. That's his 8th. Cardinals are running wild tonight.
Taking advantage of Higashioka behind the plate. It's what you do. You find a weakness. If you can get a little bit of a jump on that, that was a very good jump against Curvello. No chance to get the speedy Walker.
On 10 hits for the Cardinals tonight. Curvello, originally out of the Mariners organization. They signed him as a non-drafted free agent in 2018. And the Rangers got him as a free agent last year. Pitched in 17 big league games in 2025. Velasquez behind in the count with 2 outs. bouncing at second. And set to right field. Great job. Here comes Jordan around third. He will score. And Velasquez hits it the other way again. That has been the story of the night for the Cardinals. Double-digit hit attack in Game 3.
Well, remember last night, Velasquez was called upon late in the 7th inning.
This is like 1 out of world.
On ball. Does so here. Simplifies the swing. Quick hands. Using that side of the field with intent. Nice job by him. Great job by Walker with his third hit of the day and second run.
11 hits for the Cardinals, and Burleson was thinking about a long one. He singled, doubled, and has 3 RBIs. Popped up. Sand around the diamond. Berger and Higashioka, who wants it? It'll be the catcher. Young went sliding to the turf, and that will retire the side. Velasquez has 2 hits and an RBI, an add-on run for St. Louis. The Cardinals enjoy a 5-1 lead.
Doug.
Thank you both for coming in. I'm a bit worried about Doug Jr. I know how important Liberty Mutual is to your family.
I customize car insurance to save people hundreds.
Right. Well, Doug Jr. keeps writing this.
Oh, this Jr.
Well, at least he spelled insurance right?
She did not.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty. Makes your workflow. Yeah. Stay efficient in the zone. Numbers wrong, can we change it throughout? Ask me, let's go do it. Comes too low, give me the trend. Ask me, then approve it. I lose this whole entire section. Ask me, I'll go back to it. That don't matter the task. All you gotta do is ask. Now you can do that with Acrobat.
Kara Broom.
Here's Budweiser, what's on tap, partner? We've got 3 more games left on this long homestand.
Come on out. It's going to be an exciting weekend at Busch Stadium. Hopefully a little momentum after this ball game. Cardinals got themselves a 5-1 lead. Bullpen looking to lock it down. JoJo came in, got the punch out to end last inning, and he continues his work here in the 7th.
Rangers will go to their bench again. A name fraught with danger, Justin Foscue. Here's your batter.
All right, Justin. J-Man.
Cardinals have 11 hits. Justin, a first rounder in 2020. First trip to the big leagues was in 2024. Last year, 4 games with Texas. Pride of Mississippi State. Baseball America said this guy was the top college second baseman in the 2020 draft. And there's a nice piece of hitting. Opposite field hit into the right field corner. And he's going to stand at second with a leadoff double. So after that hit, you might want to incorrectly pronounce his last name, as the Rangers aren't going away tonight.
Yeah, this is a nice piece right here. 95-mile-an-hour sinker. It's down, it's away, it's off the plate. And just able to keep it fair. Drove it down the line for the double.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about who isn't playing for the Rangers because of injury. As Higashioka digs in, he's got some pop. Watch out for him. That's in for a strike. Different look without Marcus Semien at second base for the Rangers. They sent him to the Mets in the Brandon Nimmo deal. And he was right. He was a 20-30 homer man. But Foscue with a leadoff 2-base hit.
Yeah, nice work on that. I did actually hear a Rangers fan earlier yelling about him to you. I don't know if you're starting to look out for him or something.
He's going to hit in the 7th. 1-1 pitch. That finds the mark. A ball and 2 strikes. 4th time for the Cardinals offense. They've given a starter 4 or more runs of support. 4th time since May 16th. That covers 16 games. Galante, the beneficiary of that. Boy, did he look good. 5 2/3 innings of 1-run, 3-hit ball. Higashioka, then Nicky Lopez. And the plate but low, and now a full count. 21,400 the gate count tonight. Big pitch for JoJo. As Ryan Stanek loosens in the pen, he misfires. And Higashioka walks, a double and a free pass, and nobody out for the number 9 hitter. So let's enjoy a quick word from BJC Healthcare. So Lopez goes scheduled. It's going to be Michael Hellman now. It is really fun watching how Ali and Skip Schumacher manage their benches. The minute they have a platoon advantage, they're going to take it, and especially in a spot like this, you've got Hellman and then Jock Peterson to follow. Take your shot now with nobody out.
Yeah, absolutely right. And if you're Ali, you don't really want to counter here with the lefty leadoff man Peterson, so you trust your guy JoJo to go get Michael Hellman. Michael Hellman coming in 286, his average against the lefties, 2 for 7 on the season.
Hellman acquired on a waiver claim for the Pirates last May. And that one popped to the right side and into the seats. Hellman was a part of the Cardinals organization in 2025. He played 18 games in Memphis. Cardinals got him in a cash deal with the Twins. Then the Pirates got him on waivers, and then 5 days later, Texas took him from Pittsburgh. So Michael trying to bite the hand that once fed him here. 2 strikes. Played for 4 different organizations last year, hit 5 home runs. Yankees are up in the Cardinal pen as Romero sets and got Hellman to chase. So there's the first and second, top of the order. It's lefty-lefty with Jock Peterson.
JoJo went right back to it. The big changeup. He had missed arm side high, made the adjustment, got the one that he wanted.
Peterson, knock on wood, a quiet night. He's 0 for 3. After 2 big games at the plate. And he backed away from that one, strike 1.
Yeah, not very comfortable. We know this in his career. Jock Peterson has struggled against left-handed pitching. Really doesn't get too many opportunities. Only 1 for 6 on the season. That one, though, for Jock Peterson was a home run this year.
Texas 1 for 7 with men at second and third tonight. And that one missed outside. 1-1, your count.
Yeah, Skip has unloaded his bench, though, already. The only man left is Danny Jansen, the backup catcher.
That one off his thumbs and out of play. Texas has a day off tomorrow, and then they go home for a 3-game set with the Guardians. The Rangers have a pretty heavy road schedule in the month of June. A chance for Schumacher to rest some of his regulars, get his extra players some big league action, and then hopefully take advantage of these final 3 innings and again on Friday night. 1-2. That one popped out of the glove of Herrera.
Rest for the Rangers probably needed in general. They are in their final day of 13 games in 13 days, so a group that is anticipating that off day coming tomorrow.
Clock at Busch Stadium on a line drive to right center. That's going to score 1 for sure. Higashioka on his way to third. They're going to wave him around. Mason's got the relay throw. It's going to be close but late. Jock Peterson drives home 2, and he stands at third with 1 out. We've got a 5-3 game.
But Jock Peterson had only had 6 at-bats against lefties all season long. Now 2 for 7. He's got a home run, and now he's got this one. The bases clearing knock into the gap.
It's a triple, 5 RBIs for Peterson in the series. And now the Cardinals will call upon their bullpen. 3 of the next 4 batters right-handed for the Rangers. You got Stanek, you got Fernandez. Solly Marmol will tell us who the new pitcher will be. When we come back, it will be Stanek. 5-3 your score.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, get premium benefits and a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel.
Mom, I got it.
Life is but a dream. Row your life is but a dream.
Change happens fast. That's why we're giving you our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years with same-day Wi-Fi.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. And by Jack in the Box, get fired up with the Hot Ones Munchie Meal. These Rangers won't go away. Jock Peterson with a 2-run triple makes it a 2-run game. And now the powerfully built Josh Young plays on to face Ryan Stanek. JoJo Romero retired 2 batters. Allowed 2 hits, a walk, and 2 runs so far.
Well, Stanek has been on a nice run. You look at his last 12 games, got a 1.69 ERA. You're seeing a lot of that, a lot of swing and miss from him. 99 up top. That can open up that good split finger of his at the bottom or the slider at the bottom of the zone.
But you got to block it with Peterson 90 feet away in a 2-run game. The 0-2. Squib toward first, and it does go foul, thankfully. That would have scored a run. Instead, it's still no balls, 2 strikes.
Cardinals baseball is presented by Papa's now streaming only on Disney+.
Plenty of swing and miss stuff. Romero, Stanek, O'Brien, Swanson when he's right. We could use a little of that here with an 0-2 count. Cardinals have struck out 7 in the game. As that one off the plate, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the dirt. There was the split. Royals helped us out tonight. They beat the Reds 5-2. Giants beat Milwaukee 1-0. Here the Cardinals have a 5-3 lead against Texas. Trying to snap the Rangers' 5-game win streak. Now from 0-2 to a full count.
They still certainly don't have to give in here. You've got bases open.
Can't believe he missed 99, but he did, and that's Stanek's first strikeout.
Well, 99 upstairs is not going to be easy to catch up to. Saw a couple of those in this at-bat. Good old-fashioned hard ball at the top of the zone. You saw the fist pump from Herrera. Cardinals have 2 down. Leave that guy, Lee Peterson, sitting right where he is at third.
And standing in the way of that is Brandon Nimmo, who singled his last time up. Nimmo, you've got Jake Berger. I prefer to see Jake in the 8th. 2-0. Lifted softly towards shallow left. And Vermeer is kicks out the fire. Strands shot Peterson 90 feet away. And the 7th inning stretch, the Cardinals still lead it. Now it's a 5-3 game.
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Let's just get one of everything.
Everything.
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back. Yes, chef!
This is so nice.
3% cash back on chicken. Yes, chef! 3% cash back on risotto.
Yes, chef!
Where's my fish?
Here, chef!
Had a feeling you want to earn 3% cash back on dessert.
Sorry, chef!
Mom, I got it.
Change happens fast. That's why we're giving you our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years with same-day Wi-Fi.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
As always, thank you very much, Bob Costas. After the stretch, the Cardinals are up here at home, leading Texas by a 5-3 score. Jose Fernandez is going to get things started for the Cardinals. It is, of course, our Honda home run inning. If he or any other Redbird can go deep, your Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Texas goes to its bullpen again. This is Robbie Alstrom, a left-hander, who came up Monday. This is his major league debut tonight against the Cardinals. And he delivers a strike, and that one's going to go to the trophy case. What a moment for Robbie Alstrom.
You check out his numbers this season at AAA, having a really nice year. And congratulations to Robbie, family and friends, old teammates. A special moment for him.
That's a pretty live fastball, wouldn't you say?
Well, especially when you can crossfire it like that up and into the right-handers. That'll keep them honest.
The pride of the University of Oregon, Robbie Ahlstrom. And I'm guessing that's the Ahlstrom family here at Busch Stadium. Out of Placerville, California. The pitch is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shots like that in a big league ballpark never get old when you see the moms, the dads, the wives, girlfriends, friends, family celebrating a wonderful big league moment. And he just struck out his first major league hitter pending review. Fermin's going to challenge it. And ABS powered by T-Mobile, and it is a strikeout. So that's 2 baseballs in the trophy case for Ahlstrom in his debut.
But that is going to be a memorable one. It'll be asked that question the rest of his life. First strikeout, who was it? Jose Fermin on a 97-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball. Caught him looking.
Nolan Gorman is next. He is 0 for 3 tonight. And that's pumped in for another strike. Ahlstrom was originally with the Yankees organization. He was acquired by Texas in 2022 with Robert Abreu for Jose Trevino. He never saw official game action with any Yankees minor league affiliate. So he made his way through the Rangers system after coming out of Oregon, and here he is. He'll intend to throw 97, 98. They're going to make a lot of opposing hitters unhappy. That is a legit fastball. He's 6'3", 195. Another area where the game has changed so much. Ahlstrom only 17, making 18 starts as a minor league player. A ball and 2 strikes. And Gorman off stride. That one's popped into shallow center. And there's your second out. Gerard back at shortstop. Changes. Freeman's in left, Hellman's in center, and Foscue is at second. For Sajasi. What a night for Thomas. He singled and tripled. And had a good rip there. He too a former Ranger, you might remember.
Yeah, Texas League Player of the Year a couple of years ago. So definitely those Rangers ties. And just like for Ahlstrom, who came up with the Yankees organization, just because a team drafted you doesn't mean that that's where your ultimate future will lie.
That's off to the right and off the top of the Cardinals dugout. And a chase for the souvenir.
I'm happy for Sajasi. You mentioned it earlier, Chip. It's not very easy when you're not getting everyday at-bats to go out there and be productive. He's been able to be that today. Singled and stole a base in the second. The RBI triple in the 5th. Driving it the other direction. 0-2 now against Ahlstrom, making his major league debut with his family and friends watching.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Got a feeling the group watching more nervous than Robbie is making his debut.
Base is empty, 2 outs. And a late strike 3 call. What a debut for Robbie Ahlstrom. He strikes out a couple of Cardinals, both looking. His family enjoying that. But St. Louis at the moment has the last laugh, leading 5-3 as we go to the 8th.
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Let's just get one of everything.
Everything.
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back. Yes, chef!
This is so nice.
3% cash back on chicken. Yes, chef! 3% cash back on risotto.
Yes, chef!
Where's my fish?
Here, chef!
Had a feeling you want to earn 3% cash back on dessert.
Sorry, Chef.
Mom, I got it.
Life is but a dream. Row your life is but a dream.
Change happens fast. That's why we're giving you our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years with same-day Wi-Fi.
Busch Stadium, the Cardinals lead 5-3 in the top of the 8th. Al and I will have a post-game show after the last out presented by Car Shield. Al, runners in scoring position. The Cardinals have done well tonight. Thomas Ajayci and Jose Fermin, the utility guys as well, doing great.
You got to give them a few at-bats so they can have a little bit of survival, but they're doing a good job, and I really like what I've seen. Ajayci just needs to play a little bit. But 4 for 13 with runners in scoring position, that's a lot better than we've seen lately.
I think Jim Edmonds likes it too. Chip, what do you think?
I think he loves it. Why wouldn't you? And by the way, we like the hat, Danny. That's a good look.
Oh, it's very good look. That is looking good. She is ready for, first of all, that hat. A lot of uses. Soggy day, totally covered, right? Raining outside, get right off you. Sunny day, keep the sun off your face. That's a nice giveaway.
You were talking between innings about bucket hats. They're somewhat difficult to wear well.
Yeah, no, it's not the easiest hat. Like, do you wear it all the way down? Do you put it up in the front? Do you do the sides up? There's a lot of decisions to make when it comes to a bucket hat. And when you got a peanut head like me, it's very difficult to find one that fits. You know, it just goes way over your ears. So I can't pull off the bucket hat as well. Are you a bucket hat guy?
No, absolutely not.
We'll find out.
Little tapper off Berger's foot. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, we got the bucket hat night coming up. We've got the
ball game bobblehead.
Going to be great. Got the Reds. Be a fun weekend. Big crowds expected at Busch Stadium. Hopefully the Cardinals will enter that series on a winning note. We got a 2-run lead after out hitting Texas 11-5 in the first 7 innings. To Danny's point, she's right. Cardinals much better tonight with runners in scoring position, and the overall offensive approach, we've said it a couple of times, was obvious in the first inning, and it really paid off.
Well, it's one of those things, right? You have a game like yesterday where you don't execute the way that you wanted to, and obviously still some work to be done in this ball game as the Cardinals have a 2-run lead, but you have to go to school. You have to learn from some of those mistakes, and I feel like they've done that offensively today.
That hangs up forever for Jordan Walker. Retired. He's 0 for 3 and 0 for 11 in the series. And Stanek has faced 3 batters. He's retired all of them. There's your first out in the 8th.
Well, just really love towards the numbers over the last 12 for Stanek. The way that he settled in, it wasn't the beginning of the season that he wanted. Had some ups and downs early. The arm has been electric the whole time, but now he's executing, especially some of those secondary pitches. That slider, that split, been far more consistent for him, and 99 will play all day.
Ezekiel Duran back at shortstop. Took that one low. He's 0 for 3 tonight. 3 for 10 in the series. He's going to be 3 for 11 with a good throw. Harrison high off the bag, able to get down to the pillow in time. 2 outs. Got in that one just a bit, but Burleson able to get up and down in time. And here's Cody Freeman. Freeman struck out his first time. At the start of the series, the Rangers made a whopping 7 roster moves, shuffling things up for Skip Schumacher. And many of these new players have played here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of name tags. Hey, Brian, I saw you somewhere. Where was spring training? That's where it was.
Hi, my name is Cody Freeman. That's how to play. Biggest challenge is not just facing big league pitching, but after the game, you got to find somebody to tell you, hey, where do I sit on the bus? Which bus do I take? Where do I sit on the plane going home?
The young guys stick together. You figure it out as a group.
Well, what wonderful accomplishments for all the young players who have a chance to get to the show, irrespective of which team it is for. Freeman 0 for 1, struck out his first time up, and has an even count here. And a beauty slider, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, that is a really good one there from Stanek. You're geared up, right? You're ready for 99, 100 miles an hour. Then he drops that thing on you. Good luck.
That one wide out of Richard Burleson. So the Rangers with a little Oppo magic. They have a base hit. That's their 6th of the game. And that brings the tying run to the plate.
Well, Freeman just let the power there of Stanek do the work. That was 99 off the plate away. Stuck the bat out, got himself a single.
So here's Justin F.
Yeah, J Money.
That one's pretty good, too.
Yeah, it just seems safer. I think going full last name.
Cut. This guy and Buck Farmer are 2 of the tougher in baseball.
Beat man. Buck, well, it's going to get me at some point. I hope not.
Dude, trust me, don't put it out in the universe. 0-1 count. There's a good breaking ball. Foscue behind 0-2. This.
Yeah.
I'll take it the rest of the way with this guy in the back.
Dude, it seems safer. I just like to keep the job for another day.
Okay. I've been on pitch-by-pitch contracts before. It's fun. Ground ball too short. And the flip to second is in time. Very impressive and much-needed inning in 2/3. Ryan Stanek preserves a 5-3 Cardinal lead in the 8th.
And Doug.
Thank you both for coming in. I'm a bit worried about Doug Jr. I know how important Liberty Mutual is to your family.
They customize car insurance to save people hundreds.
Right. Well, Doug Jr. keeps writing this.
Oh, this Jr.
Well, at least he spelled insurance right?
She did not.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
The season score 2 for 1 Cardinals tickets when you buy 8 or more gallons of gas with Fuel Forward app and participating Phillips 66 or Conoco station. Learn more at cardinals.com/Phillips66. Chip and Brad with you at the ballpark. Fun night. We've had a lot going on. He's Brad Thompson. I'm Chip Carey. The Cardinals try to salvage game 3 of the series, even up the homestand to 3 up, 3 down before we got Cincinnati in town. And this is a perfect reminder. The latest edition of Cardinals Magazine is out, and this is really one you want to purchase at home because my partner is prominently featured.
Is that right?
By Michael Langston.
How about that?
On the 2006 Cardinals. And you know what makes it great? Time is everything in life. I'm going to show you all a picture of young Brad Thompson 20 years ago. He looks like
he looks so happy. Must have been after a really good outing.
Like 4th grade.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Can you believe it's 20 years? 20 years since 06. That's me on the bottom, by the way. Handsome looking gentleman, obviously, on top. Scott Spezio, who's going to be here for the
See how much you've changed. Look at that.
Same guy.
But a great story talking about the next guy up in that 2006 Cardinals teams. If you can, summarize the article and summarize that year.
No, it was just, everybody knows, look, 83 wins doesn't buy you what it used to, right?
Yeah.
It was, that was the story of 2006, and it is amazing. There's the 20-year reunion here, and a great job, and I thank Michael Langston for letting me be a part of that article. But just kind of talks about the journey, right? And how throughout that season, there were a lot of ups and downs, a lot of injuries to key players and others that had to step up back in 2006. But at the end of the day, when you got to the postseason, you look at that lineup card in San Diego and all the big boys are in there. You're healthy. And remember, this is a team, yes, in 06 won 83 games, but in 05, you win 100 games. 04, that club was arguably one of the best clubs ever in franchise history. So the pedigree was there for that team to be ready to win, but what a special journey certainly it was in 06.
It's like a hockey team going to the Stanley Cup playoffs, right? You get healthy, you get a hot goaltender and a couple of strong defensemen, you can put together a great run, and it's from afar, that's what the Cardinals did. As that bullet handled by Young at third, his tough luck first out in the St. Louis 8th. Going to be it for Alstrom here? If so, what a debut for him. Skip Schumacher looking to his left is pointing to the Rangers bullpen, and that is all. What a debut for Alstrom. Faced 4 batters, struck out 2 of them as the Cardinals enjoy a 5-3 lead.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Capital One.
Mom, I got it.
Life is but a dream. Row your life is but a dream.
Change happens fast. That's why we're giving you our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years with same-day Wi-Fi.
You've seen the patch on every Cardinals jersey. That's Stifel, one of America's fastest growing wealth management and investment banking firms, proudly rooted in St. Louis. It's a partnership built on excellence. St. Louis leads at 5-3, 1 out, and new pitcher out there for the Texas Rangers. It's right-hander Cal Quantrill, who's 3-0 on the year.
Surprise, Quantrill was able to answer the bell after that workload yesterday. Threw 1 pitch, got the win. The 1 pitch ground out to Herrera, leading the numbers for the veteran Quantrill in 10 games. Remember, Cal, a starter most of his career at the big league level, making the transition to the bullpen here.
Mason Wynn greets him with a fly ball to right. And that is your second out. And here is Herrera, who'd like to exact a little revenge. That 1 pitch for a win deal for Texas. The first Ranger to do that since Matt Moore in 2022. And Quantrill's been very good. He's got 8 2/3 of shutout work, covering 6 games for Texas. 1 for 4 on the night. He's got one of the 11 Cardinal hits. Kind of fun when you score 5 and have double digits in the hit column. Hitters coming up in the night.
And Chip, as we've talked about, the fun part has been just watching some of the offensive adjustments in this game. They obviously had an approach, were able to stick with it. That approach was using the other way, utilizing the whole field, not getting Cole happy. A lot of the hits today have been that direction.
And then early in the game, not just the way they were trying to hit the ball, the way they made Mackenzie Gore work. 31 pitches in the first inning. He faced 7 batters. What was it, 4 of 6, I think, saw 6 or more pitches in that first inning. Then the second time through the order, Brad, knowing Gore was getting hit, damn, they ambushed the fastball.
They did. They were able to jump early. It wasn't even just the fastball, just strikes in the zone.
There's a shot hammered down the line, and foul. So a nice adjustment for the Cardinals, who would be the first to tell you as a group. It was a disappointing second game and a frustrating first one, losing 2-1. But all's right to this point. As Ronnie O'Brien is up in the St. Louis pen, you know, he wants to get back on the proverbial horse and close this one out. And strike 3, a pretty pitch from Quantrill. And that will retire the side. So, Riley O'Brien, the stage is yours. He's got a 2-run lead. 8, 9, and 1 on the lineup card as St. Louis tries to win Game 3.
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Let's just get one of everything.
Buy everything. Yes, chef. 3% cash back on chicken. Yes, chef.
3% cash back on dessert.
Sorry, chef.
Mom, I got it.
Life is but a dream. Row your life is but a dream.
Change happens fast. That's why we're giving you our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years with same-day Wi-Fi.
5-3 St. Louis, 3 outs to get for the Cardinals to pick up victory number 32 on the season. You all know what happened with Riley last night. It was a tough inning for him, so the proverbial redeemer in the offing for the Cardinals closer, who answers the Chevy Colin bullpen.
Well, as you mentioned, man, the last thing you want to do is be able to sit on an outing like that for a couple of days. You don't want to think about it. You just want to get back in the ball game and just totally rewrite the script. Has a chance to do it today. That's the life of a closer. Your bad days, unfortunately, are going to be ones where you end up losing a game. For Riley O'Brien, you know how good the stuff has been. What I want to see him do, just command count. Strike one.
Miss low to Higashioka with a changeup. 1 ball, no strikes, and that's how the Rangers' ninth began last night. It was a leadoff walk to Carter, and then Texas scored 3 runs to put the game away. How hard is it to compartmentalize, which is something Ollie has said his team does very well this year? Last night's performance, put that away and focus on today, knowing that so much is on the line tonight.
I feel like throughout the day you think about it, right? But when you get back out there, you got to go right back to competing. If you're thinking about that, you're focused on the wrong thing, right? So I don't believe that Riley's thinking at all about last night. He's thinking about how do I execute each and every pitch. So I feel like that's something that is obviously hit on. I don't even think that you have to talk about it that much. You guys know how important this job is. I think one of the biggest keys for Riley O'Brien right now is just figuring out a way to get on top of that sinker. You're seeing a little bit more horizontal movement. He wants more downward, just wants to be on top of that ball.
That was a good one, full count. Inside, ball 4. So history repeats in the ninth tonight. Higashioka walks for the second time in the game, and the Rangers will bring the tying run to the plate 3 times in the ninth tonight.
So the question is how quickly, right? How quickly can Riley O'Brien make that adjustment? Their arm side misses. That's what Herrera is probably coming out to talk about. That arm dropping a little bit for him, getting around the side of the baseball. So really needs to focus on reaching out, staying on top. Easy to say, tougher to do midstream. But when he's at his best, I think he can throw his sinker down the middle and let it run. Like the ball's never going to end up where you started.
Was that hard for you to do? Because obviously if you miss down the middle, it gets loud.
Yeah, but for me, I kind of had the same thing where my ball was going to move around. Certainly wasn't at 100.
But, and O'Brien will. So sacrifice. Runner at second. The Rangers get a base that take away an out. Interesting strategy
there. And a heartbeat right there. You're happy to have an out. Good job by Riley to pounce on that one. I feel like you're almost doing a guy a favor right there who's erratic in the strike zone initially.
But what it does is it takes away a chance to end the game on a double play, and you give Jock Peterson a chance to do damage. He did that in the 7th with a 2-run triple.
Well, Peterson did single and score in the 9th inning last night. His hit ended up being the game-winning RBI. And Texas, so far tonight, with runners in scoring position, 2 for 10 on the series, 9 for 31.
No balls and a strike in a 2-run game. Runner at second. Peterson, the DH. Swing and a miss. That was filthy. It's 0-2.
This is the one that you want to see, the back foot. It looks just like the sinker out of the hands, and they both go opposite directions.
So he's gotten ahead of Jock Peterson. After leadoff walk and a punt, one out. And the 0-2. Try that sweeper again.
Be afraid to go back to it again. There's room up and in with Peterson, but with Riley's sinker, you worry about it running back to the middle of the plate. Got away with one there. That 98, though, the difference.
Crowd hushed in St. Louis. Dangerous hitter in a two-run game. Center. Victor going back at the track. Jock Peterson just missed. Two outs.
I mean, Jock just missed that one. Got a slider that got more to the plate than Riley wanted, but big ballpark. You'd much rather he'd be aggressive in that spot.
He's given the scouting report to Brandon Nimmo should the game get to him. Josh Young, the final Rangers hope. Pops up the first one. In the air, shallow right. Jordan's got it. And the
Jossie won! We won the game!
Just 5-3. O'Brien to save. Conte the win, but the offense brought and the wonderful adjustments to me the start of this game.
Yeah, overall, one approach by Ollie's ball club in this one. 5 runs on 11 hits. You're right, Andres at the table. Happy for Riley. The nice bounce back. Stanek, longest outing of the season.